Hey guys, and welcome to Top 5 Wednesday. This tag was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, and I will leave the link to her channel down below in the comments. So today's topic is top 5 books or standalones, or the last book in a series that I wish had a sequel or had gone on longer. So let's get started. These are in no particular order, just little dots I had. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I really like this book, and I do agree that it ended on an almost perfect note. I wish we could have found out more about Kath and Levi's relationship, how Kath dealt with the rest of her college experience, and more on that, and maybe how she kind of decided to deal with her social anxiety a little bit more. The ending was great. I would have liked it to go on another chapter, or maybe like another little short story or novella, just a little catch to see how these characters were doing. Atonement by Ian McEwan. This isn't as much that I wish it had had a sequel as I kind of wish it had had a midquel. This book is about Bryony Tallis, who, after witnessing the rape of her cousin, knowingly, wrongfully accuses her sister's lover of the crime, even though she saw who the real perpetrator was. The rest of the book is following her and her trying to understand and atone for the wrong she committed when she was a young girl, and how she wishes she could take back or, change how things worked out. So the book takes place very much when she is a young girl, when she is a very young woman, I would say maybe 18 to 20, and then when she is an older woman. But there's not much on her life as an adult, so I really would have liked to see like a midquel, or like I said with Fangirl, like a little novella about how the middle of her life was. What did she do? I don't even remember if she got married or had kids, but did her awful actions of the past affect, how she dated, who she married, whether or not she decided to have kids, and her career choices. I mean, we know what her career choice is, she's a writer, but was there anything else she considered pursuing? So I would have liked another book to explain that. I think that would have been very nice and would have filled in a lot, but then again, this book is very dense, so I think another book would have been nice. The next book I wish had a sequel is, and this is going to be really funny, but Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. If you don't know, this book is incredibly long. I think with all of the tiny print, it is about 522 pages, but the book has very tiny print and it's very short, and I believe this is unabridged. But it was a really good book. I absolutely loved it. If you don't know, it is about a man who commits murder, but believes that because he is smart and Napoleonic, kind of, that he can commit these murders because he is above everyone else, and he is only helping society by committing these murders to steal money from the women he killed, so that he can continue his education and live. However, he's actually not as smart as he thinks he is, and suffers a lot of guilt and madness and struggles with coming to terms that he is, 1, not above the law, 2, not above humanity, and 3, not above his own conscience. It's a great book, a great study into Raskolnikov's psyche. It has great characters, and I would have actually liked maybe another couple of chapters with how Raskolnikov's relationship with Sonya played it out. Spoiler alert, how his life in the Gulag was, and how his relationship with Sonya thrived, his relationship with himself, coming to terms with what he did fully. I would have liked to see more of that, and we didn't really get that, which is fine, but because it is a long book and it is a bit of a long read, but I still would have liked to see more, especially since Fyodor Dostoevsky is a fantastic writer. The next book I actually, I loaned it to my sister, and then my sister loaned that copy to her friend, so I do not have the physical copy with me now, but that book is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. It is a great standalone novel about fairies living, or not fairies, but yeah. It's a great standalone novel about fairies and monsters and humans, and it's very interesting. The world building is very nice and complex, and the characters are fascinating, and I ended up falling in love with the characters, and even though it is a standalone, I would have liked to see maybe a sequel, have it turned into a duology, so just so we can reunite with these characters and reconnect with them, and maybe find out how they're doing with the ending that occurred at the book. And the final book series duology thing that I wish had sequels was The Wrath and the Dawn duology by Renee Audier. If you want specifics on a book, it would be the second book in the duology, The Rose and the Dagger, but these books are fantastic. The writing's great, the world building's great, the relationship with our two main leads had me completely compelled, which rarely happens, but I really liked a lot of the minor characters a lot, and I would have liked to see so much more with them. And while there is kind of like an epilogue at the end of the second book, I would have liked to see the time in between the last chapter of this book and the epilogue, because I did not want to leave these characters, and I would like to see more of the world and more of Shahrazad and Khalid, more of Jalal and Despina, even more of the Rajput Vikram, who was actually my favorite character, which, if you don't know me, I am very interested in the silent, stoic types. They will almost always be my favorite, which is also kind of why I liked Khalid in this book. He was very quiet, liked to keep to himself, and I liked that. So I would have liked a continuation of these books. And those were my top 5 books or series that I wish either had more books in it or had sequels. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye!